Welcome to an all-new, exciting, special edition of my Skate 2 Reversed Sticks run. The reason why it's special is for a couple reasons, but first, I have discovered that there are more death races. When I finished it and it said, hey, you've done all the races, you win, you are the best racer in the world, it apparently is just the end of that series, and there's a whole nother one. I postulated that may have been true, but I was hoping that it wasn't. The other reason why this is such a special episode is because there were a lot of technical issues in this, and I have to redo the voiceover. So I just finished recording this, and now I have to go back and do the audio because my computer forgot what my microphone is, and it just didn't capture any of it, which is ridiculous. But there were more problems too, because in the last episode, when I was done recording it and I was trying to convert it so I could actually upload it, it just didn't work. I was having all these problems. It was a mess. I almost couldn't record at all after that. Turns out the hard drive was just full, so that was my bad. But yeah, we have this gap again. So I did that with the Bob challenge, and like you just have to do that line that in of itself is a challenge in the middle of this race. Luckily nobody else can do it either, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to try to get this gap and not make it. I popped a little bit too late. I think my board popped on the road instead of the sidewalk, and so I mean normally you get more height if that happens because the game calculates your height based on how hard your tail hits the ground, I think. So I should have been flying through that, but I don't know, it just didn't work. So yeah, I was extremely disappointed to see that there was another race waiting for me this morning when I fired the game up. Oh, it sucks. So I've got a whole series. This is the qualifier 1. So I don't know what that means yet, both during this recording and of right now. And what is this thing? It's just like the fence got smashed, I guess. And then there's this purple gate, which you think would be the end. Is that actually the end? I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that one was actually the end. But yeah, doing these races, I got super lucky to get through this one so quickly. So yeah, we're gonna see where that is. This is of course how I felt then. Is how I felt when I imported this clip to Premiere and saw that there was no audio attached to it. There is the game sounds. Although I can't hear that now because if I listen to the game sounds, it plays my own voice repeating back in my head, which is annoying. So yeah, right at this point I'm debating whether I should do more races because I want to get them over with, and that one went pretty well. It felt so good to have them all off my plate last time when I thought that that's what was going to happen. So yeah, I don't know. Do I do some more? Do I do some more of the Pro Challenge stuff? Is there going to be a way to get more sponsors? I don't know. I think the final part of the story, if you want to call it that, is to build and donate a skate park to the city. Like, I think that's what we're doing with this, and that's $200,000. The best way to make money is through the races because you can bet on them, and there's no downside. You can't lose as long as you eventually complete the race, as far as I know. There's a part where I was about to get to the end and I had to just hurry up and restart it because I think if you get to the end and actually like watch the cutscene and all that, then it counts as a loss. But I don't know. I don't want to try that. I'm not going to risk $5,000 to do that. So who knows? But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get this one done, hopefully, and then see what it means. So this is qualifier number 2. Right? King of the Mountain, I think, is what that means. So this is King of the Mountain qualifier number 2. I don't know if there's going to be a qualifier number 3. I don't know if I qualified to the finale or do I qualify to start the series. This part is intense. So I got a trophy for speed, so I've probably never gone this fast before, but the way that the camera is shaking and like the controller is also shaking, you know, and just trying to keep, you know, stay straight and all that, pretty intense. Like there is a little bit of fun to it. Not much considering what I'm doing here and why. And these surprise gaps, I hate those so much. Like, I don't know how they can tell you that something's going to come up. You just got to be completely on guard for everything. You have to be on guard for another person coming up and hitting you. You got to be prepared to grab. You got to be prepared for cars. You got to be prepared for impassable spots. And it's just kind of the worst. But speaking of the worst, here's this part. So I'm going up straight because that's where I was going. And that's it. Where do I go? Oh, I go down here. There's no turn arrow. There's just a big bank, and then you turn, and the ending is down here. But there's no way to know that. So I saw that the person in first there, their time was not the lead. It was their final time, so they finished already. And so there's no point in me going on. But now I know that right before the end, there's a giant hip and no way to know that I'm supposed to turn there. And I'm also starting in last because even though I know when I'm hitting the start... Oh, yeah. If you count the amount of times I die in this one, it's a lot. I do some big gap challenges, and I die at least 5 times. But, yeah, so this time I got kind of lucky, if you want to call it that. The good part about being able to get that push right off the bat is that you don't start in last. And then that happened. I did not hit triangle or Y to get off the board. It just spawned me on my feet. I don't know why. I totally blew my run. But yeah, if I keep up with them right off the bat, it helps because, I don't have to catch up to them. But it hurts because then we're all grouped together and we're more likely to smash into each other. So at this point, I got to figure out, and of course I do a varial kickflip, which I can't help it. I was trying to figure out what was going wrong and why and how to fix it. And it just happens over and over and over where every time I try to ollie, not every time, but a good third of the time I try to just do an ollie, I do a varial kickflip. Never a heel flip, always a varial kickflip. It drives me crazy. I think it's because I have to switch my left hand from being on the right stick over to the left, and then I try to ollie, and so my hand's not straight. And so what feels like, a straight ollie is actually at a bit of an angle. But even an angled, you shouldn't be able to do a varial kickflip with just an angle. It has a little bit of a scoop to it. So, I don't know. But, yeah, there's different routes through these. I'm in last now, and they're all just up ahead of me. I don't know how where they were able to get by me. It sucks. And now I'm in first. And they were just in different places. It's so weird. This one, it's you just kind of got to do it and just hope you're in the lead at the end. That time I picked the tunnel on the right. Is that one faster or is it slower? I have no idea. And this time, luckily, I know that there's a hip here. And I get a little bit lucky with that landing because I kind of skipped off the ground right there. There's a lot of strategy to when you grab, and I'm slowly getting used to it. It seems like, and that's a win, by the way, and it seems like you want to grab to stick to the ground more. So if there's bumps and stuff, then that's the time you do it to make sure you don't turn or to spin as you're turning. So I don't know. So at this point, I'm debating whether I'm going to do another one because I hate them, but I got $42,000 for that. Yeah, if I do a shot for skateboard mag, I get $1,200. And since I'm trying to get up to 200,000, but this is called Wheel Burner. This is not the championship. So I had to qualify twice, and then I unlock one race. But it doesn't look like it's the race. It's just a race. Looking for clues in the blog here, and it just kind of has, random quotes. It doesn't have information about how it's actually going to work. But it is called King of the Mountain, and that first race is not called King of the Mountain. So it must be that there are several more. So instead, I think I'm going to do a little bit of these bonus ones. I do enjoy the D-Way ones. There is this Game of Skate one. I'm not going to do it because it just says your buddies. It's not beat this guy, then beat this guy, and then you're done. It's there's always going to be someone there. So even if that is a regular challenge that I could beat and get something for it, I'm just not going to do it. I make the rules here. The rules are often at my disadvantage, where I suffer for it. But in this particular case, I have decided that I just don't have to do that one. That's the rule. Okay, now this one. Okay, he thinks that a pic of you crashing this Mongol party will be sick for the mag minute. Don't get busted though, or he's gonna leave you here. So I'm shooting for the skateboard mag. I'm shooting a very long line on video as a photo for a magazine. Sometimes you do things in this game that you just can't explain, and look at that. Go. Failed. Immediately. So that guy caught me as I rolled up, and then he was just primed to attack me the second I got in the door. So what I have to do here, I'm not entirely sure, because it doesn't like... Oh, and that counted. Like, I just bumped against that ledge, and then I somehow started going the wrong way. I just kind of bumped against that ledge, and then accidental varial kickflip. Get used to those today. And it counted as a trick. So I just have to like touch 6 obstacles in this lobby, which is a skate park. Like, why would you make this if this was not a skate park? What good is a manual pad for non-skaters? And a hip? You know, like, that's not bench height. That's a little bit low for a bench, but it's real nice for a manual pad. So what is it there for? And there's a theater inside this building? Like, I don't know what this building is. I'm assuming it's some kind of mall, and there's like different storefronts or something, but like, have you ever been to a mall that has marble hips and like ledges and stuff in it? And not that many people? I don't know. So, there's more security guards than there are people, and that's fine. I mean, I don't want there to be a lot of people in here. The non-player characters in this game are probably the worst part. You know, every time you're doing a contest and there's different skaters who are just gonna roll into your face and bump into you and stuff, really obnoxious, really annoying. And with this one, these security guards are never... I over-rotated there, didn't get a chance. I can push as hard as possible. I'm jamming that button as hard as I can. I'm holding it up on the D-pad, and sometimes he or on the stick. And sometimes he just kind of casually, yeah, I guess we'll go. Driving me crazy. But yeah, so they don't respawn, so the guards are just where you left them, and sometimes that can be in your favor, and sometimes it's not, because sometimes, you know, they all caught up to you right at the end, and now the next time you go through there, they'll all be in that same spot, and so it's really hard to make that kind of plan. And at this point, I can see that there's more than 6. I don't have to hit the 6, I just have to hit 6 of them. So I don't know what that's going to mean exactly. Narrow miss there. That was close. So I've either got to grind this rail or take a chance on whatever it's pointing to on the left there. I'm glad I went with left, because if I did that rail and a varial kickflip, surprise, it's the worst trick to accidentally do because you don't get any height on it. The board does not flatten out that much. So it just like... you just clip it on stuff. Every time you try to do an ollie over something and you do that, you will 100% of the time fail it. Unless you're ollieing over like a crack on the sidewalk. You just get 0 height on that one. And another unwinnable start. I don't think there's anything I could have done. I can't push faster. It just can't be done. I try as hard as I can. And you just gotta hope for the best. So I'm gonna try to steer a little bit clear of them this time. Now these ones, I'm trying to do a manual, because a grind, yeah, that was on accident. A grind and varial kickflip was on accident, but luckily it didn't matter, is going to slow you down, and then I just missed the ollie. So I just give up. Like, there's no, actually no, I was trying to get off the board and then jump up that curb, and I don't know. I somehow bailed that. I bailed popping my board into my hand. But yeah, I'm trying to not grind these to not have to slow down, and if you do a nose manual, you will kind of veer off to the side, because this is, I guess, fast enough to get speed wobbles. I get, I'm not sure. You can tighten your trucks and stuff, but I just left them at the default. Okay, so I got 4. Never mind. There's just a guy right there. Someone directly in front of me, someone to my left, someone to my right. I just don't like being put in an unwinnable spot. You know? I would like it to be... I would like every time you reset it that they would be in their like default spots. I mean, you know what happened right there. I would like them to be set in their default spots, and I would like there to be like a good way to do it, like an actual strategy, and not just hope, not just random, eventually you get it type of thing. Another accidental varial kickflip, but it's fine because I was able to land it. I'm doing that just... I'm getting re-frustrated. I'm getting re-frustrated watching this. When sometimes I just bail. I try to ollie, and I don't have enough air to land my ollie. These guys are already mad at me. I don't think I even tried. I just ran straight into the guy. He's going to get me anyway. Just get me. We'll be done with it. All right, so the thing showing in the theater is Nightfall and Black Box. So Black Box, you know, I don't know what Nightfall means other than a Batman, although it would have a K in front of it if it was a Batman reference. Okay, get up that curb. It's like a really high curb. I think it expects you to go up to the right. Oh, that was I don't know what that was. It said it was a 5-0. It looked like a feeble where my front wheels are rolling. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chasing me right now, I think. And I still have to get 2 more. So trying to grind these, I was trying to avoid doing those, because when you hit a bank at an angle like this one, it pushes you off to the side some, but it's not always easy to be able to tell if it's enough. Oh, look, completed it. I was expecting this whole time I would have to, because it says don't get caught or he'll leave you. So I figure once I do them all, I'm gonna have to escape out the other end. I've been expecting this whole time. I don't just grind 6 things, because I could have done some and then turned around if there was someone ahead of me and gone backward and done some of the ones that I missed, because there's stuff on the left and the right. Didn't know that. So I just went ahead and did those 6, and I beat the challenge. But the second I regain control, what do you think is going to happen? Let's see it. Let's see it. Oh, instantly. Instantly taken down. Now, I could have used Big Black for this. I'm realizing this in the moment, that I could have had him be my security guard and try to block some of those guys and chase them around and stuff. But I straight up just didn't think of it. And beyond that, I'm not sure I would have anyway going into it up front, because I'm trying to save up money to buy a whole skate park here. So, like, you know, I can't be giving all my money to people that I'm hiring. I don't denob anything unless I absolutely have to. And now I don't even clear out the pools, because sometimes there's just a challenge in the pools where they will get cleared out on their own. So here we go. All right, do 4 unique tricks over the rails with Bobby D. This spot's gonna look familiar because I did something on this exact spot, but it was flipped, where it was on the opposite side of the street, I guess, although there was a photography store on that one too. So I think it's the same assets, just flipped over. So on that one I had to do, oh yeah, it said you can do grabs in the little intro text. Of course, I do it was super early too. Like, I landed the trick by the time I was supposed to pop. But yeah, accidental varial flip. You know how I do. So this time I'm gonna do a grab. Oh, okay. I'm now seeing that counted that as an ollie. In the little intro text, it says grabs, flips, anything you can think of, you know, something along those lines. That was a 180 that didn't count as anything. And now I'm at the bottom, and it only showed me 2 different tricks, and one was a blunt that didn't count. And yet I still did it. Like, it counted anyway. I was so confused. There was 2 tricks that I had done, and it counted it. I don't know. So that is kind of annoying, but I'm going to be juggling between D-Way and Bobby D this time, because these are kind of the most, they feel like the most tailored challenges, you know? It's not just like they picked a spot on the map and had me do something. They, you know, specifically wanted me to do a certain thing. Now, Danny Way on the map is kind of far away. Normally it spawns me close. It doesn't spawn me close enough to just start the challenge, because that would be too easy. It starts me in the vicinity. So I'm just trying to look at that DW on the map and figure out where I'm going and how to get to him. And he's a little bit over to the left. It seems like I am getting closer. And he's somewhere above me up here. No idea where. It started me really far away. Why would it start me like way down or way upstream from the guy? I don't have a way to climb up that. It's way too steep. So I'm just going to teleport back to him. And then, I mean, obviously there is a dirt path right in front of me, but they don't usually have you do this stuff. But the last time I had to do like a platforming challenge, not that this is necessarily a challenge, was with him. I had to move the dumpster to just make a jump. It is challenging to walk down this a little bit though. Like right there, I'm trying to just walk straight and I can't because you have to like stop and turn. You can walk the direction you're facing and change the direction you're facing. You can't like hit up left and just go that direction type of thing. Like this isn't a walking and running type of game. It's not really designed for that. But it's not so bad. It's not like they have you doing all kinds of crazy stuff. It's not like you got to climb up stuff and avoid security cameras like Tony Hawk Underground style. So let's see what Danny wants me to do. I'm going to drop off the E into the spillway. All right. Look at that.
See if you can handle this.
Absolutely absurd. And I decide I'm going to step up the absurdity a little bit by doing a tray flip. Yeah, and so I got to ollie off of this, and then I'm dead. Like I'm in pieces. I am absolutely demolished after that one. Let's do it again. Big old tray flip. That is a that's a death. I don't know how I'm gonna land, but it's gonna be death. I think it was saying it was like a 30-foot drop or something like that. It looks like more than that. That looks like a lot more than 30 feet. 28? I don't know about that. Or drop 126 feet. Why is it? It says drop, high drop, and very high drop on the left. So yeah, but it's like a 100-something feet. Look at that, very high gap. Oh, it's the gap? But the drop is 114. I don't know. So anyway, the problem that I'm having right here is when I land, I'm like skipping, and so at the part where I'm trying to pop, I'm not actually in contact with the ground. Like right there, you kind of just are somewhat in contact with the ground, sometimes not. Yeah, but there you go. I made contact with that landing. You'll see right here for about 1/10 of a second, and that counted as a win, and I got a trophy for that, and then another trophy. That's the way. So I believe I have completed the Danny Way storyline. He has given me some markers on the map for other ridiculous things like that I can do as I please, which I will show you. They're going to be in locations under spawn points. So these are all the places that Danny has given me. I don't need them. There's no challenges. Oh, and I missed some of the on the spots. I must have passed them and never done them. And I will do those eventually. I think I do those at the end though. I think that's my move. All right, so I've got 132,000. I need 200. So I'm going to get some more done. But let's see what oh yeah, this team photo. That's right. So I unlocked the training facility with my sponsor, right? And so I need to actually do something here. I think the first time I played this game, this was the very last thing that I did. So I'm not sure if this is, I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm not sure this is even worth anything. It's just like something you've got to do. It would seem like a decent way to end it though, like doing a doubles thing with, and then he bails. Mark Johnson, he should be doing that ham plant that I'm supposed to do a trick over every time. Why wouldn't he? Why can he bail that? And then he bailed again. He just like slipped on the quarter pipe or the drop in, or I don't know what he slipped on. And I'm supposed to do a trick over him, but I don't know where he's going to respawn and how often he's going to land. So I just have to time it so that I happen to be in the air doing a flip trick or something while he is doing his hand plant. And he does a hand plant for like a real life time, you know, like he just kind of inverts real quick, pulls it back. This isn't a Tony Hawk style where he holds it for like 5 seconds and you have a chance to do it. You just have to be there. So I'm waiting for him to come back around so we can kind of go together. And I'm hoping that since he is going to hold that for at least a tiny bit of time. Oh, yeah. This spot is kind of frustrating because I have to do a lot of carving to be able to clear him. But it puts that lip right there so that if I try to carve too much, I bail. And then he bails. I don't even know what he was doing there. He just like ran into something. And I was going to try to do a practice one right there, and then I just was too close to the edge again. That one may have worked timing-wise just out of pure luck, because just the way that it ends up is that I have to be doing a trick while he is on the quarter pipe, I think. I think I do one where he's on his way down again. Like, I don't know. And it's frustrating because in this game, it's not always clear whether you did something wrong or if it just didn't catch the thing that you were doing. Because I think at least twice now in this run, yeah, I'm trying to ollie. It's really hard because that big vert wall, like if you ollie, you have to ollie a little bit earlier than that, but then you like hit the coping, and it's weird. So you have to kind of carve up. I'm having trouble just figuring out what kind of trick is even possible. I'm also having trouble sliding to a stop. Like, I just power slid 13 feet. I was barely rolling, you know? I'm just trying to time myself out, and it's really hard. And then sometimes, there you go, he bailed again. But I'm just gonna give this another attempt. So I can carve, and look at that. If you try to flip a little bit too late, you just bail. If you flip too early, you run into the coping. Yeah, I know. This one is just, it's a little bit annoying. So my plan right now is to let him be a little bit in front of me, because I imagine his trick should take a little bit more time. And then, again, flicking the stick, nothing's happening at all. I'm very annoyed with this location. Like, if this was on a normal vert ramp, and it was the same coping, I wasn't trying to do like the quarter pipe behind him, I think that it would have been a little bit easier. And like, the thing that I would really like, that one felt like it should have counted, by the way, because I was popping while he was still in the stall. Yeah, it seems like I should be able to reset to my starting point, and he should come with me, and we should be able to try it together. Because like the fact that he's just so yeah, I bailed, but he didn't even do his trick that time, so I don't know if it would have counted if I did land it. Yeah, like the timing is the hardest part, and if you were actually doing this with someone, he wouldn't just go in circles and do it over and over and over and just hope you were there. You know, you'd like work together and try to plan it out. Again, I don't know. So I started the grind while he was still there. I didn't land while he was that close. I don't know what the rules are yet. Still trying to figure it out. I think he's a little bit too far ahead of me this time, so he's already landing. He's probably already down by the time I got into the air. But anyway, it was practice. I know I'm starting to get a hang of when I can ollie and how much I have to carve. I can come at it almost straight and like turn on the vert, which doesn't make sense. You can't turn on vert, you just slide. But I can do that here, and then I can pop, and then it just won't do it. Like, I can't figure it out. This one, in fact, this was so close that I decided that I would like to see some proof that it didn't work. So there I am, popping the board. The board is mid-flip right there, and he was just starting to come down from his hand plant. That feels like that one should have counted. And in fact, when I do eventually get it, spoiler alert, I will eventually get this. When I do get it, it was worse than that one. That one was definitely better. So I don't know why that one didn't count. I don't know if the type of trick you have to do or where you have to land. Do I have to like go through that arrow? Again, I was in the air while he was there, but he's way up there by the time I land. Should I be landing at the same time he's landing? Should we be starting our tricks at the same time? I just don't know. But at this point, I think that I need to go in front of him because I need to go all the way up and then pop. So if I go ahead of him, he should be coming down around the time that I am at my peak, right? So I think he's pretty close behind me. I can't really tell. Yeah, not a great one. That was one of the ones where you just kind of bounce off. I always say that I bounce off the coping. There was no coping there, but like doing a 360 anything or a pop shove in that case, you sometimes just go back down the ramp. It's very strange. But then we're gonna do this kickflip right here, and that one finally counted. I was concerned because I did the trick, and look at that too. So like, we were both doing tricks at the same time, but as I go through it, like my trick is midway when he's just reaching the transition. It feels like it was worse timing than that other one. But yeah, I did that, then I looked down at the text and the check mark didn't show up. And then it turned green. It was just like, okay, fine. I guess it only does checks if there's like different steps to it or something like that. I don't even know. But yeah, I got that one out of the way. That's fine. Next, we're gonna do some more Bobby D. I'm curious what his quest line is gonna end in. So with D-Way, I got drop points, you know. And with him, it's always about like how to look good on camera and how to be more of a big time like on TV type of guy and not just a skater. You know, like that seems like the type of quests he is giving me. So I don't know if he's going to give me something that makes me more money or unlock some more clothes or I don't know. And I'm actually right now I don't know either, although I think this might be the last one that he has to do. So I have to oh yeah, he said hubba. I can't hear him right now, but he said hit the hubba at the end, but the challenge says the rail. And there is a hubba on the right. On the left, it's like a flat ledge that connects to and like drops to a second ledge and a third one, you see. But this one, look, I cleared the gap and I grinded the hubba as he verbally told me to do. But that's not what the game wants you to do. The game wants you to grind the rail, which ends up, as it turns out, is significantly harder. So I got to ollie up onto a curb, which is going to be hard. I don't know why. I have like depth perception issues with this game or something. It's hard to know when to pop the board. So I've got to pop into this bank, which is pretty easy, and then I have to ollie over this gap, and I have to land. Of course, I do a varial flip, but I have to land on the down bank. I can't land in a grind. I can't land to flat. I have to land in that down bank, which makes this very difficult. Because like always in this game, it never sets you up perfectly straight. And I feel like there's some level of random turning that happens. I think each time you push, it may or may not turn you a tiny bit. I'm not sure. Because if you just push, like if I keep my hand off of the turning stick and I just push and I pop and let go, like I will eventually get a little bit off. And there's even stuff where it sets you up a little bit crooked and you have to just turn right off the bat. I think it's just to make it a little bit harder, you know, like you have to line yourself up. Accidentally did a little bit of a turn there, and I'm going to try to place this. So the curve is going to help me stay on the rail, which is nice, but it's a film challenge, so I can't touch the stairs. So I need to have a decent, I have to have some speed to be able to grind that whole thing before I fall off. But I have to land on that bank and then turn pretty quick. But I can't turn so quick that I start to slide out. So there is a bit of a balance to be had here, and that gap is really hard. A varial flip, surprise. And then I'm going to pop here. Oh, varial flip. Look at that. It's intense, the amount of times I accidentally do. Okay, that guy looks like he's going to cut my way. I know he's planning on it. Yeah, you can get out of my way too, buddy. This is my job. I'm a full-time professional skateboarder. I need to be able to skateboard sometimes. Yeah, so this is hard for several different ways. The speed that you get, I don't even care about this guy. Like, I'll crush him. The speed that you get from that is not always the same. That one, I had the speed, but I did the wrong type of ollie again. And I also was too far over to the right. You cannot land in a grind, so you've got to just be perfectly straight on that. Yeah, the speed that you get is not always the same. I don't know why, but if you ever try to skate the biggest stuff in the game and you like drop in on a big ramp or something like that, sometimes you clear the next ramp by a lot, and sometimes you don't make it there, and they're both very similar attempts, and it's just tough to understand how the game calculates all that stuff. I don't have any way to know. So at this point, I don't know. Do I pump down the bank? Because it's not transition, so you'd think like that wouldn't help as much. Do I push down the bank? Is it better to go as fast as possible and then have a harder time with this ollie? So like, let's take a look at this ollie. Like, I'm clipping it. So I think that means I'm trying to change the camera angle. I can't figure out how to do it. I don't remember if this version, if Skate 2 had the like film pack. So when you rip a game to play it on your computer, you can't go online and update it. So this game has an update that I don't have. So I don't know. I'm not trying to figure out how to do that. I'm trying to do a grab though, because that pulls the board up slightly higher, and that should help me clear more distance. But yeah, there's just a lot of guesswork into figuring out exactly the right strategy. If it popped up on screen and was like, you know, try going a little faster, that would help. Or like try ollieing a little bit sooner, you know. I wouldn't mind just a little bit of guidance, because I don't know what I'm doing wrong other than doing constant varial flips. That is definitely me going wrong. I can't push full speed sometimes, but I don't know what to do about that. Okay, can I get it? Can I get it? Ugh. I mean, kinda. So, okay, if I stop, it counted that. It counted that. I didn't think it counted that. Okay, so it counted that. I just gotta turn around. I got 10 seconds to turn around and grind that rail. A lot of the stuff I film has garbage like that, and then of course I don't make it. I didn't mean to do the varial flip, of course, but I didn't get enough height anyway. And at that speed, it's unlikely I would have gotten to the end without falling off, so who knows. But at least I know that the gap is possible. Actually, have I? I don't think I've actually cleared the gap correctly yet. I've landed in a grind, and I've landed like at the bank, but to flat, you know? So I'm not sure. Oh, I was thinking if I grab with both hands, does that pull the board up more? Can I clear just a little bit more space if I do a double grab? It would be ridiculous, but I don't care how it looks. I'm not gonna publish the footage. I mean, I'm technically publishing the footage just by uploading this, but I'm not trying to publish this footage of my cool line that I came up with. I'm just trying to get through this. So yeah, if I have to do a weird double grab, then so be it. And again, am I not going fast enough? Would speed help or hurt? Because I have to ollie sooner. The faster I go, the sooner I have to ollie to not hit that lip on the top of the kicker. So if I go a little bit slower, I could ollie a little bit later. And then that time looked like I nollied. That happens twice. When I am trying to ollie, and then my character is just on the nose. I'll see if I can catch it next time it happens. It's not during this challenge, but, you know, I can't tell. Oh, and it counted at that time again, too. But, yeah, I touched the stairs. Yeah, I don't know. I was just having such problems this time. I don't know how I could possibly be holding down for an ollie, and it interprets it as up. I don't get how that works. I don't know if that's a preview into my next run where the sticks are where they're supposed to be, but they're upside down. I don't want to do that. But hey, maybe that's an idea. Maybe not with the skate series. I'm not sure. We'll see. So let's see. Can we get it? Yeah, I was just way off that time, but I was gonna try to mark that grind anyway. And you can't do that. As soon as you miss one, it starts you over. But I feel like I've got to be getting close. And one thing that's really frustrating me as I'm playing it is hearing Bobby D in my ear, just ranting and just going and going and going. So he didn't record as much stuff. There aren't as many voice clips from him. So you hear the same stuff over and over, and it's just like, come on, dude, just let me do this trick. Or give me some advice or something. Oh, okay, hold on. I got it. Yeah. So that one, the angle was a bit sharp, but if I turned, it's so touchy that I probably would have turned too much, and then oh yeah, that was a nollie again. I was never trying to nollie into that bank. That, like, why make it harder? I'm just trying to ollie. Sometimes I'm trying to do a heel flip, just to avoid it being a varial kickflip. But yeah, if I don't do an ollie or a heel flip, it's on accident, and I don't know how I possibly did a nollie there. Yeah, okay, so it looks like I'm not getting enough height. It doesn't look like speed is the issue. It looks more like height to me, but like I don't know what to do about that. You know, if I'm like skipping along, and then I can't make that bank ollie sometimes. And how hard is it to ollie that far? And how hard is it to not do a varial flip? I don't know. But it is starting to drive me crazy, not only while I played it, but while I'm watching it back. Especially because this is a multi-hour production for me to have to redo this, and then, of course, put the clips together with the audio and edit everything and make thumbnails, upload it, only for the sake of suffering through a challenge where I constantly get berated by Rob Dyrdek while I do varial kickflips. I mean, what a life that I live. So obviously I'm not going to be able to go back and make that, but I'm just going to see, mark that again. I touched the stair again. So like, I know I'm going to need the full speed that I get from that bank. I can't really land it and then turn around and come back. I have to just land it, turn perfectly, and just instantly do it. There's no room for a mistake, really, including doing a varial flip. I don't know if it's possible, because this is on my computer. I'm not playing the actual game on the PlayStation. Is it possible to record like a macro of the input for an ollie and map it to a button? So every time I need to ollie, I can just like click in R3 or something like that, and it performs an ollie. I don't know. That would be against the spirit of this run to do that, or any kind of challenge run. But yeah, it's been driving me crazy. So like I click in and it would like bend, you know, like hold down, and then when I unclick, I would ollie, so I would still have some time into it. I don't know. Could be worth looking into. Okay, I got it. Yeah, it's just so fast. Not just the speed, but the time that it takes for you to have to ollie again. You land and then you just go right now. But I've gotten it twice in a decent amount of time. That time I missed the ollie because I bumped into the wall and he was like kick turning, and then you can't ollie while he's doing something else. So then I just missed the gap. So whatever. That is theoretically my fault, but also it's my guy's fault. Oh, I think he died right there. Like hitting that corner. Oh, that's a rough one. Of course, I am at this point a ghost because I got killed by Danny Way several times. So, you know, this doesn't really matter anymore. Oh, nice clean one. The thing that drives me crazy is the times that I clear it easily. Like it's it's not like I almost make it, and then barely make it. It's like I'm either nowhere close or I just blast way over it. So I don't know, whatever. Yeah, front crookie monster, or nose grind, I don't know, whatever you want to call that. And I got it done. How much money did I get for that? Oh, that's not so bad. And that is the last Dyrdek challenge, as far as I know, because I got a trophy that had his R on it. So I don't think he's coming back for now, but we've got a little bit more time. We're going to do a Skater of the Year off, where I'm going to be going up against Chris Cole, who's a cyborg robot. Best sequence around the double stair set wins. What does around the double stair set mean? I still don't know, and I already did it. But yeah, this is, again, another challenge where somebody else is doing something, and I'm going to sneak in and do it better to make them look bad. It's so weird. Like, I wonder if, because I bet there's a lot of people, this game came out a while ago, I bet there are pros now who are playing this game when they started, you know, or at least when they were pretty early in their skateboarding career, where they didn't have any experience with, you know, having sponsors and all that kind of stuff. I wonder how many people have a skewed opinion of skateboarding at a professional level, or if this has affected what it is to be a pro. Like, how often, I don't think anyone does this, how often do you just go like poach someone's shot? I'm like, well, that's what I did to Chris Cole back in 2009 or whenever this came out. Okay, so yeah, that was just an accident. I was trying to turn and I couldn't turn enough because of the angles. It just kicked you back a little bit. What I'm trying to do is gap and then grind on that handrail down there. Like gap to handrail feels like the best possible thing to do. And every single time here, I'm trying to do a laser flip. Well, not that time. Every time I try to grind that handrail, I'm trying to do that. But it's like such a weird, tight thing. Like you have to get your speed and then turn real quick right before you pop, and it doesn't really make sense. Chris Cole is in the lead as I tried to watch him. Yeah, that was an attempted laser flip. It didn't work. But I somehow took the lead from that by 3 points. I'm 3 points ahead. And if you watch him, he'll sometimes do the weirdest stuff. Like he'll grind that corner right there, like not even pop into it, just kind of like roll into a grind. This might be the one where he does it. No, okay, yeah, but he did grind that little corner right there. And he took the lead with that right before the ending with 6 seconds left. I would have hoped that for your mental health and your sanity that they would have programmed it so he can't beat you. That is exactly what I was trying to do. I was trying to do it with a 270, but yeah, to do that gap and then land it in the grind, I don't know how I bailed it. I didn't hit anything. It just like hit a dry spot and went flying off it or something. And then I did that one. And then look, again, I land on the rail and just like fly off of it. I don't know what's up with that. What I'm doing wrong to just bounce off of that is a failed laser flip again. Although I took out Cole pretty good. That he deserved it. Although this is his thing and I'm poaching it. I deserve to bail, but yeah. So I'm trying to turn, but it's just this really quick blind turn. You just kick turn toward it and hope that you did it right. And if I fail, I'm just trying to do anything to try to get some points. Late heel flips, grabs, I don't know, anything. Like right there, just a big spin. That was supposed to be a laser flip 270 into like a nose blunt or something like that. And I'm not getting any part of that. I'm spinning the right direction, but that's it. But yeah, like grinding that handrail didn't work. Grinding that, the one I'm attempting to, that didn't work either. Chris Cole doesn't seem like he's even doing that gap. So like, what do I have to do here? Didn't mean to go to the replay editor. I just hit down and then it just double, I don't know, whatever. So we're going to restart and we're definitely going to get him one of these times. And you know what I could do? Like last time when I was at that contest, I was in the lead and then I just blocked the other guy from doing anything. I could do that here. It would be a little bit tougher because there's, you know, it says around the set. So like sometimes he goes up and he turns right and then he gaps over that corner right where the cameraman is. I mean, that was pretty good. Got 875 for just an air. And I'm starting to think like gapping onto that handrail might not even be possible. If I can just do a good enough air trick. The highest he got in the last one, I think he was around 1,000 points. So I'm in a decent spot now. I think he could still beat me. So if I can do a little bit better, if I can get up over 1,000, that should work. So I just got to do, you know, a better flip trick and not always be doing shove-its. If all I did was not do, and that was a really good combo, by the way, but that gave me less points than just a single air. If I could just do a better flip trick, then that should be good. He got over 1,000 right there. So, and then I instantly beat him. I instantly took the lead anyway. With 1,200, which is pretty good. And so right now I'm thinking, do I block him? You know, but I decide maybe I'll just throw one more in there, and I'm hoping that he can't beat me in the last few seconds. Yeah, I was trying to crash into him. Yeah, it didn't work. Luckily, he doesn't do anything good there. He was in the air. He may have been doing something good, but once the time is up, the time is up. You know, he's out of film or something like that. Terrible trick where I just landed in a power slide. But yeah, I don't know. Whatever. We'll just pick a shot here. We'll do this one. It looks like I'm way off balance and the board can't possibly catch up with me. But, you know, whatever. We saw that it did. And then we both landed sideways and did a nice power slide. It was fun for everyone. So I've again poached a nice shot. And I'm in, I think, this one was the skateboard mag, I think? I'm not sure. So we got that done. let's see what else we got. I'm not going to do a race. We can do some Thrasher, though. So, and you'll never guess who we're going to run into here. I don't mean photographer. Come on. Let's get going. Foot plant the block in between the ramps for some exposure in Thrasher. I would expose myself in Thrasher in a different way if they asked me to. Okay, so this right there, where did he go? Chris Cola is here. That's the spoiler. I'm poaching him again. There he is. So I just followed him from one shoot that he had planned, and I stole it, and then I followed him directly from there to another photo shoot for Thrasher, and I just stole that too. And I did it, and this one was good. I like this one because it was a simple challenge that made sense. The picture ends up looking fine. It's kind of a weird trick, but in a way that makes sense for a game, you know, like it kind of teaches you, like, yeah, I haven't had to do a foot plant yet, I don't think. I may have done one. Yeah, well, I did a no comply at one point. I don't think I ever had to do a foot plant. So yeah, like it teaches you something about the game, you know, mixes things up a little bit. So let's see what we got to do here. I forgot to reread it this time as we come along, but yeah, let's see. I think this one, was this one oh, this was a really big gap is what this one was. Okay. So, gotta make the gap from lot to lot.
Check this out.
Okay. Look at that.
How about this one?
And the text of it says to find a way, I think, like to find a way to make the gap. Varial kickflip on accident, of course, but I cleared it anyway. Okay, so this gap is impossibly big, but that must mean that very close by there will be a ramp to land in, and there it is, as you would expect, and I just get to place it, which is such a strange thing. Like, did it make it much more engaging to make me do it? I'm not sure. I'm having a really tough time placing it because with the sticks backwards, it's like I have to control my camera with the left stick. It feels really weird. Make sure it's connected to my marker here. Now let's go ahead. I did that fake push where my toe brushed against the ground that time, but we're gonna get it right now. Boom, there we go. All right, I'm gonna make this gap, and I died. That's probably another death, most likely. That is a huge drop. I think it was like a 30-foot drop or something like that. Yeah, so I'm missing my kicker because it's blind. I can't see it. So I'm just kind of olling and hoping at it, but I've landed in that same wrong spot twice now. So I'm just gonna move the kicker. That feels like the best move. I haven't landed there yet, although it looks like that's straighter. You can't hit it that straight because it's curved at the wall. So if you were to ollie straight out of it, you have to clear more of the wall, if that makes sense. So I disconnected that from my marker and reconnected it. Just out of hope, and then this time I'm picturing that it's further to the right than it used to be, and so I'm aiming more to the right. I gotta not do that. I gotta aim for where I felt like it should have been, and then I'll land perfectly, just flawlessly dead center on top of it, which is pretty cool. I did a weird shifty, just like a coasting sideways shifty type of thing. I picked the worst possible picture because who cares? I can't actually see them. If it actually shows me the spread sometimes, which it might do this time, they're just black. I don't know if it's because I'm, you know, playing it in an emulator or if it doesn't work right or something. So, yeah, that was this one. I'm going to go ahead and do a couple buttery tricks to celebrate. Look at this line. Oh, so tech, so steezy. I keep accidentally going to that one because I swear there was something above the career in the beginning, and so I'm used to going to the second one, but I've got to slide over some cars now, which seems like it could be fun. I'm not sure what it's going to mean. Do I have to build something? Is there going to be some nonsense? I don't know. So really, look at that car. I mean, that's like a PlayStation 1 level car. I don't know why it looks so bad.
Yo, I've been waiting
Oh,
to
it,
shoot a
it might
sequence.
pop in. No, look at how bad that looks. Even when it's close to the camera, it doesn't pop in the better textures or anything like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just rock this one first try. Accidental varial flip, but look at that nose grind. Popped over someone, landed perfectly, and it didn't work. So he said do a slide. He meant a slide. He doesn't mean do a ledge trick or do a grind slash slide. He meant do a slide specifically. So I'm thinking if I landed a 5-0 and then twist it over to a tail slide, that could be better because grinds slide faster. So like here's a tail slide, and I don't have nearly enough speed. If you want to get the most distance from a grind in this game, you gotta do a one truck grind like that, and there you go. So if you do a nose grind or a straight 5-0, those grind the quickest, and then I just switch to a slide for a second right at the end so that I technically beat the challenge. And there you go. I'm gonna pick this buttery one where I'm mid transition. Looks kind of cool, but yeah, I nailed it. And that is going to be it for this time. So if you liked this video, you can hit the like button to show me that you actually do like these. And I will see you next week for another one. Here's what I was talking about, where I can't actually see the pictures that I put in there, so it doesn't matter the ones that I pick. If you love the channel, you can join here on YouTube. You can sponsor me on Patreon, where you would have seen all of these much in advance. But that is all. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you next time.